Hi everyone, I'm Sharon Smith. In this video, I'm going to show you how to auto-populate repeating text in Word. I'll show you how to set up your letter or contract documents in Word using bookmarks and cross-references so that you can automatically repeat text like a name throughout your document. By using bookmarks and cross-references, you avoid having to use form fields with ref field code, which require you to restrict editing and protect your document, which you may not want to do if your document is not a form. So let's take a look at how to simplify your letters and contracts by inserting auto-repeating text. Here we have an offer letter template, and I have it zoomed out so I can show you what we're working with. And highlighted in yellow are the areas that I want to bookmark, or those are the initial places where I'm going to insert text that I want repeated somewhere else in the document. And so I have candidate first name and last name and job title. And then highlighted in green are the areas that I want to cross-reference those bookmarks. I want the text repeated there. So I want the first name of the candidate, the job title, and then the candidate's first and last name repeated at the bottom. The first thing we are going to do is actually come up to your file and go to Options, and then click on Advanced, and then scroll down just a little bit until you come to the Show Document Content area. Make sure that this feature here called Show Bookmarks is checked. If it's not checked, go ahead and check that and click OK. That's going to make it so that brackets will appear around your bookmarks, so they'll be much easier to work with. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so that we can take a closer look at this. All right, let's go up here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the area and place my cursor back. I'm going to hit Enter and then place my cursor right here where I want to insert the first bookmark. I'm going to hit my space bar a few times so that I'm able to grab those spaces with my mouse. So I grab a couple of spaces, and then I'm going to come up to my Insert tab. On the Links area, click on Bookmark. Let's enter a name for our bookmark, which is going to be the candidate's first name, and your bookmarks have to be all one word, no spaces. And label that and click Add. Now we're going to place our cursor in here, and we can put our candidate's first name. Now we have some extra spacing in between the brackets, so we want to remove that. So I'm going to delete the extra spaces after the first name and before, just so that we don't have any extra spaces. Notice that our formatting slightly changed a little bit, so we have to place our cursor back up here and hit Enter. All right, let's go ahead and place our cursor after the first candidate's first name. We're going to hit a couple more spaces that we can grab for our second bookmark area. So let's go ahead and grab those spaces with our mouse, and we're going to come back up to Insert and click on Bookmark again. This one is going to be the candidate's last name. And we're going to click Add. So that created our brackets, and now we can enter the candidate's last name. And let's go ahead and remove the extra spacing and fix our spaces. All right, now one more bookmark we need to add is job title. So I'm going to come over here, select that, hit delete. I'm going to get rid of that yellow highlight there. All right, I'm going to hit a couple of spaces, select those spaces with my mouse, come back up to Insert and Bookmark. And this one is going to be job title. And click Add. All right, we'll place our cursor in here and type our job title and remove any extra spaces. All right, now let's go to those green highlighted areas and insert cross-references to those bookmarks. So up here is the candidate's first name. I have that placeholder here. I'm just going to select it and delete it. Put my cursor exactly where I want the cross-reference field to go, and then up on the Insert tab, just below the bookmark area, is cross-reference. Click on that, and from the drop-down, be sure to select Bookmark. You can insert reference to the bookmark text, and we're going to select the candidate first name, and we're going to click Insert, and then Close. And notice that automatically inserted our first candidate's first name. And then down here under job title, we're going to cross-reference the job title. So I'm going to delete where I have this placeholder. I'm going to select it and delete it. Add the spacing I want, place my cursor where I want the cross-reference, come up to cross-reference, and select job title, insert. and that automatically inserted the job title, so I can click close. And then down here, I'm going to delete my placeholder for candidate first and last and replace that with cross-references. So I'm going to come up to cross-reference, and then I'm going to select candidate first, insert, close, hit my space bar, come back up to cross-reference, and candidate last, insert, and close. Now I can fix the tabbing on my date so that it appears correctly. So this automatically, when you're inserting the cross-references, notice that the data that we had put into those bookmarks is automatically repeating for us. But what if we go ahead and change that, right? So let's zoom out just a little bit so you can see. If we go ahead and change the name that's in the bookmark field, so let's say I want to change the name. And maybe we change the job title as well. We change this to VP. All right, notice that the fields did not automatically update. So what we need to do is we actually need to select the entire document. So I'm going to zoom out just so you can see in these areas that we want to take a look at. We have our first name, last name, and new title, and we want those to populate first name, new title, and then the new name down here. So we're going to hit Control A to select the entire document, right click, and then select Update Field. This automatically updates all of those cross-references for us. So then we just click outside to deselect, and now we have Burton, and we have the new job title that's repeating down here and the candidate name down here. Now, if for any reason there is one more feature that you can enable, if you want those fields to update automatically before you print the document, you can set up to do that. All you have to do is come up to File and come down to Options again and click on Display. And then down here under Display, under the printing options, make sure that the Update Fields Before Printing box is checked. You can check that, and it acts as a little bit of a fail-safe. If you forget to update the fields on your document manually before you print it, this will update them before printing or saving to PDF. So you would click OK and enable that feature. Now, notice since we do have our bookmarks visible, we can see the brackets on those fields, but if you come up to your print preview, and we're going to zoom in just a little bit, you'll notice that you do not see those brackets when you save to PDF or print your document. So this is how you would use bookmarks and cross-references to repeat text in your documents. If you are working with forms or form fields in Word, be sure and check out my other video on how to auto-repeat text using form fields with ref field code. If you found this video helpful, be sure and give it a thumbs up to like it and share it with your friends. Be sure and subscribe to my channel and click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. You can visit my website, SharonSmithHR.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.